So in this video, I wanted to take a quick look at an eBay find I came across recently. Picked this one up for somewhere between $20 and $30. I forget the exact amount. And it was just labeled as a Pelikan or Pelikan ballpoint. No model number, no hardware, nothing like that. So obviously it's a bit of a gamble since it's a used pen with no paperwork. But I figured I'd give it a shot. I've been wanting to try one of these Pelikan ballpoints, so I picked it up. I've been inspecting it and doing some research online, and I'm pretty sure what I picked up is a K200 ballpoint. Basically what it is K means it's a ballpoint, and then 200 is the size. And K400 is similar in size and a little bit longer, but with nicer hardware. The K600 is larger and the K800 is the largest. So why do I think it's a K200? Basically, the first thing I looked at was the hardware. So no metal band here, no metal on the button. You do have some metal here. That's good evidence of a K200. And then also, you have this piece right here. The K200, at least from some generations of models, I believe this is the older style, uses this sort of blue pearlescent finish, whereas the higher end pens, the K400 in particular, so that was the main one I thought this could be, uses stripes. And then lastly is the size. I'll link below to Pelikan's sizing, but I measured this one out and the size lines up nicely with the K200. So there you go. So I get the official size, at least official as per me, at 133.5 millimeters. Call it 134 millimeters. That is the exact official measurement of the K200. The K150 is 126 millimeters. The K400 is 135 millimeters. So it really puts it in between the K200 and the K400. And then based on the hardware, I'm pretty sure it's the K200. So that means the retail price for that pen, the newer model at least, is about $120. I got this thing for $30. Assuming it's real, it's probably a pretty good deal. I do believe it is real. It came from a reputable seller, so call it a good deal, as long as it's a good pen. So now we'll get into that. So we see the pen is almost entirely plastic, except for the little hardware bits. No metal in the build. Gloss plastic here. This is some sort of pearlescent, mother of pearl, something plastic. It's nice. Not really to my liking, but nice enough. There's a little finial on top. This looks just like a rubbery sticker. I'm like waiting for it to fall off. It hasn't come off yet. It's the Pelikan logo. It's actually a Pelikan. Kind of a sloppy feeling clicker mechanism. I really don't like the sound of it. Functionally, it works really well, but the sound is not clean. Feels like there's some sort of sloppiness going on inside. Here's a nice clean click from a Pilot S20. Here's a really high-end click from a Pilot Automac, brand new. Here's a Pelikan ballpoint. Feels like there's just a lot of junk going on in there. No metal at the top, but we do have a metal clip. It's actually quite firm. And this is the one that's shaped like a pelican's head. You could probably just make out the eyes and then the bill here, or the beak, whatever you call it on a pelican. Kind of upturned, so it's a good fit for putting on your your pants or your shirt. Little band there says Germany, Pelikan. No model, no serial number. Serial number would have been nice to see, but I'm not sure that Pelikan does that on their cheaper pens. And then just gloss black plastic here. It always looks a little dirty. Even when I'm using it, it just has that sort of picks up micro hairs or dust or whatever that is. And then just a little gold hardware at the end. And then a really nice fit to the ballpoint. In fact, I'm using this with a Schneider refill in it. When I got it, it came with this refill. and this is the Pelikan 337, which is a medium ballpoint refill. I actually like this one a lot. It's a very reliable day-to-day writer. And you can see how well it lines up with this pen. It just like the line is right where it should be, which is nice to see. So this thing, while I don't think it's worth $120, and the build quality is not as nice as something from some of those pilots I was showing before, it's definitely a good looking pen. It's a very gift looking pen. It looks very official, like something an executive would use. And the fit and finish is clearly quite nice, as we can see from this alignment. I think that about covers it. I think it's a comfortable pen to use. It's a nice size. At $20, I think this pen would be a great deal. At 30, at 40, maybe you're pushing it. It's kind of crazy to see it retail for over 100, but at that point you're looking more in the luxury good department, the Mont Blancs and Pelikans of the world. So to each his own on that front, but it doesn't really make sense to me. If you buy it used, it's a more interesting proposition as long as the price is quite reasonable. So this is the Pelikan K200. Put a little asterisk next to it, because there's no paperwork, but I'm fairly confident it was that. And this is I'm writing with the Pelikan 337 medium ballpoint pen refill. I like this refill a lot. It's a very reliable standard ballpoint writer. The Pelikan refills tend to be on the expensive side, so I don't use them that much. But this one's pretty good. No real complaints with it, but not going to be a huge difference compared to most solid ballpoint refills. And you'll save a couple bucks going with a Parker or kind of whatever you like on that front. Fisher or something like that. I did talk about that Schneider, so I'll do a quick demo of that. Actually, just to talk about the interior of the pen, you can see all plastic. There is a spring in here. The metal band there, spring. Some brass hardware here, which gives a little weight and is a nice feature to see that, a little extra was put into the construction. Seeing an interior threading that's plastic tends to have you believe it's a cheaper pen. Just brass is like the right material to use for that. And then there is a spring mechanism here, and that keeps the inside feeling a little bit tight and better built, but clearly we heard from the click sound, there is definitely some sloppiness in there. It's not as premium a device. And some of that could just be from being an older pen. Designs, 10, 15 years ago weren't quite as good as they are today. Not terrible, but you'd expect more from a pen in this price range. I haven't, to be fair, used a new Pelikan ballpoint, so maybe things have gotten better over time. And then here is that Schneider 755 XB. This is an extra broad ballpoint refill. You can see the color on this really pops. It's a darker, more vibrant blue compared to the kind of grayish blue of the Pelikan. And then the line is much broader here on the Schneider relative to the Pelikan. Nothing wrong with the Pelikan. It's a great pen refill for day-to-day, but the Schneider is just a lot more fun to use. Pelikan's nice for, if you have to write out an envelope or on a package and you don't want to put down a ton of ink and have it be possibly smudging. That's fine. You have to write small. It works really well, but it tends to be expensive, so I tend not to use them. And then the Schneider's just a solid refill. It's a lot of fun to use. Anyway, back to the K200. Nice pen. I think it makes a good gift. If someone graduates from something or gets a new job, gets promoted, you want to give them something gifty, or so they could sign a document or something like that, then people tend to overspend and buy pens that are more status signals. So I think this is that sort of status indicator. It has that sort of executive look and vibe. It's something you would take out of your briefcase. As for just day-to-day pen use or pen lovers, I'm not sure it's really the ideal pen. So hopefully I saved you guys some money, even though there's nothing particularly wrong with it. Just not a lot of value here. That's it. K200 eBay find. Thanks for watching.